The dog services are there to support the frontline members.
Attaboy.
There's 2 little girls that have gone missing.
Search. Hup.
Police, get down on the ground! Get down on the ground!
He's catching the drift, eh? None of us want to sacrifice our partners. It would be like throwing another policeman into that situation. You don't want to do that.
If Narco wouldn't have been there that day, I probably would have got hit. Totally saved my life that day.
They can be our lifeline at the end of a call. They're everything to us.
A well-trained dog is invaluable to police work. They have a lot of natural skills that come in handy. The ability to sniff out weapons, explosives, or drugs. The drive to follow the scent of a missing person for hours. And always being able to outrun the bad guy.
Search!
No technology could do a better job.
Search! Search!
Undoubtedly, upwards of 50 people a year are saved by these dog teams across these 140 plus dog teams in the country. So the service that they provide Canadians is phenomenal.
Each dog is matched with a highly skilled handler. They're among the best police dog teams in the world.
Should we go to work? Should we go to work? Okay, bud. Up.
Corporal T.J. Higgenson and his partner Nick are a seasoned team.
Okay, goof. Come here, bud. I'd say 77. Hey, lost the 3 pounds.
They've been together for 4.5 years and through 2 postings. Nick is TJ's 4th canine partner and his favorite so far.
What makes us a good team, Nick? Lots of affection, tons of respect, an equal amount of confidence in each other's abilities, and the respect that we have for one another. Oh, Nick is a very social dog. He's great with kids. I can't say there's anything less than great. Oh, there you go, bud. There you go, buddy.
911 emergency, do you need police, fire, or ambulance?
They work at a busy detachment on Vancouver Island. There are 4 dog teams covering the whole north end of the island. They work around the clock.
It's a demanding job, and most of us don't want to leave it because it's such an enjoyable job. I mean, we all believe, most of us all believe we've got the best job in the force. So you watch his indication when he picks it up the other side of the truck here.
Once a week, TJ and Nick train with other dog teams around the island. It's vital that the handlers keep their dogs highly trained and sharp. Today, they work on a police dog's most important skill, tracking. This officer lays a track just by walking. Millions of skin cells fall off a person every hour, and a dog's nose is powerful enough to detect them. Whether it's a lost child or a criminal on the run, police dogs can follow their path.
Oh, good boy.
It's not long before Nick picks up the track.
Oh, good boy, bud.
Following a track through the city is tough. Traffic can disperse the scent. People can contaminate it. And other animal odors can be a distraction.
Sue, leave it.
TJ reads Nick's body language and helps to keep him focused.
See around? Well, he knows.
Handlers understand the significance of saving a life or catching a criminal. But for the dog, it's all a game. He's driven by the ultimate reward.
Good job. Good job, bud.
His handler's love and affection.
He's out there having fun. He's out there, it's all about a game. Everything is a game with these dogs. It really is a game. We use what Mother Nature gave them, we enhance what Mother Nature gave them, and we hope that we're able to develop a higher level of confidence in our dog's abilities. And a boy. And that's all it is. It's really just a big game. Hey, good boy.
The handlers use positive reinforcement and enthusiasm to reward their dogs.
What have you got? Hey, what have you got?
A strong bond between the two is essential. And the police work they can do because of that bond is remarkable.
Attaboy, watch that guy!
The Mounties Police Service dogs specialize in one of two main searching profiles: explosives or drugs. Nick has a nose for explosives. He's been trained to detect over a dozen different kinds. And that list gets longer as criminals get more creative.
Hey, Nick. It's a very demanding profile. We're constantly having to keep up to the new odors, if there are any presented to us from the training center or from wherever we're going to get it from. They don't do all odors for a variety of reasons, but nonetheless, the profile is demanding enough that we have to be out there doing lots of these training searches in order to keep our dogs up to speed and to ensure that they don't lose the ability to recognize the odors that they're supposed to.
Dog teams that specialize in explosives also provide security for major events.
I do a fair number of VIP searches throughout the year, and currently we're on the run-up for the 2010 Vancouver Whistler Olympics.
A dog can learn to detect anything with a scent. They dwarf the abilities of man and machine, and have helped thousands of cases and assisted in putting countless criminals behind bars. Innisfail, Alberta, is where police dogs like Nick are made, literally. Breeding their own dogs means better control and care, and in the long run, a better quality service dog. They used to buy many of their dogs overseas, but currently about 60% of the RCMP's dogs are born through their own breeding program. Inspector Lawrence Amo hopes that one day soon it will be 100%.
When we purchase a dog from international dog brokers, you never know what you get. In fact, you never even know how old the dog is.
A lot of care and detail goes into every potential police dog.
Hello there. Hello there. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, puppy. So you can see a nice attitude there, just normal with it, no problems.
And training starts as early as 2 or 3 days after birth.
When you can fill a puppy's mind with all these positive skills for their life, it sets them on a great path.
Their potential is tested and carefully monitored every step of the way. Only 1 in 4 will be good enough to join the ranks of the country's police service dogs and become life-saving heroes. Innisfail, Alberta, is also where expert handlers are trained. It's a long road to becoming a dog handler. You have to be a highly skilled investigator and spend years imprinting potential dogs for the school. Imprinting is a process that helps bring out the natural instincts that are best suited for police work. It requires a lot of extra work in your spare time. And after all that, some still never get the dream. They use the landscape around the training center as their classroom. Today, new dog handling teams are in their first week of the basic course. Constable Leo Rojas is ecstatic to finally be here.
This is actually the reason I joined the RCMP, is to, eventually in the hopes of becoming a dog handler. And for 9 years, I've just been waiting for the phone call, to get my chance to come here. And here we are.
Leo and Toma cover over 15 kilometers a day while training. It helps get him ready for an intense and physically demanding job.
It's definitely a lifestyle. We're running with these dogs day in and day out, where you have to make sure that you keep yourself in shape, and that's never ending.
The team tracks under the watchful eye of an instructor and veteran dog handler. He pays attention to any problems or flaws.
In the dog, we're looking mainly for their intensity and drive. We're really concerned about they have to have a strong desire and want to hunt and look for something or somebody. And so that's the main thing early on that we're looking for in the dog. He's indicating well, pursuit's good, the crosswinds, he's reacting well.
Leo is confident that he and Toma will make a good team.
He showed me that he has, the drive to get to the end. And that's what counts at this point, I think.
Good stuff. But I would focus on getting rid of the distractions first.
Handlers spend a lot of time working on obedience. The new guys start with baby steps. Having total control over your dog is essential.
So for him, what you got to work on first is the focus, right?
Yeah. Back in the Comox Valley, TJ demonstrates how obedient a veteran police dog can be. He has a couple of his colleagues agitate his four-legged partner. They work Nick up to his most heightened state of excitement. Yet TJ expects him to obey every command.
Come here, bad guy, I want to talk to you, come here. So we want to avoid the injuries is what we're trying to do. So we have to have that level of control over our dogs. We have to then be able to call the dog off with control so that the dog doesn't make any contact with that person. Hey!
Nick! No! Back! Hey! Good boy! Good job, buddy!
Okay, stand still.
Nick! Out!
This kind of control takes years of training and a deep, strong bond. This bond is the reason they listen. It's the reason they aim to please.
Out!
And it's the reason they'll put their life first.
When you put a team together and they work, it's like magic. It really is. It's truly how they do the things they do. I mean, some of them are explainable through science, and that's how we teach these others how to do it. We teach them about the scent trails and everything else. But really, at the end of the day, it's sheer grit and determination that will push them to the end of the line to find that lost person in the bush and save that life.
Police dog services support RCMP detachments from coast to coast. They also assist specialized units like the Emergency Response Team. Constable Gord Rutherford and his dog Murphy support their local team.
We'll use the dog in situations where we don't know where somebody is hiding in a building. Their senses are so fine-tuned when they're hunting, and that's what they're doing on a scenario like this. They're hunting for a person, that they're going to find them long before a human will find them.
Law enforcement is inherently dangerous. Sometimes the dogs get caught in the crossfire.
But the dog he's out in front all by himself. Depending on the situation, it's extremely high risk. If the suspect has a firearm, an edged weapon, the dog could be in a lot of trouble.
The thought of losing their partners is devastating to handlers.
We're really proud and really connected with our dogs. Last thing we want to do is send them into a scenario like that. But in the rare events that we would have to, like we would really, really have to do that, it's not an easy decision to make, but you want to make sure that that dog is confident enough to go in there and do its job.
There are endless heroic stories of dogs and handlers risking their lives for others. And over the years, many have been killed in the line of duty. But not every story has a tragic ending.
Oh, you're a good boy. You find him? Oh, you're a good boy.
Constable Bruce Mahalshan was assisting the Southern Alberta Dog Section when his dog Narco saved his life. They were searching for evidence in a ditch when Narco noticed an out-of-control car speeding towards them.
He looks back, so then I automatically look back, and as I look, I see a vehicle coming through the ditch, and it hit me. I tried to jump out of the way.
Bruce was struck by the car, but if Narco hadn't alerted him to the vehicle, the impact would have been more severe.
Yeah, totally saved my life that day. We've got such a bond that I think he'll do anything for me, and I'll do anything for him to the point where he saved my life.
There's a strong connection between handler and dog. Some call it a bond. Others call it love.
I love my dog. I love Toma. I mean, I can see it in him every day. He works, he looks to please me.
He's a great friend. Aren't you, bud? Hey? You just love Dad, don't you?
It's a Saturday evening in the Comox Valley. Criminals and missing people keep dog teams very busy. Tonight, it's TJ and Nick's turn to work the all-nighter.
We get the odd in-progress serious call. We might get a being in progress, stolen vehicle. Those are the things that the dog handlers would get dispatched to.
One thing the police can always count on is intoxicated people behaving badly.
You might want to pour that out.
Yeah, that would be good.
That'd be a good idea. Thank you very much.
One officer was driving behind a car when she saw a beer can being tossed out the window. It's a great way to get a cop's attention.
Hey, I'm just coming up behind you now. It's got to be in the ditch back there. Do you want me to go back and look for it?
When the culprits wouldn't confess, TJ offered to see if Nick could find the mysterious beer can. Knowing the dog would find it in the ditch, they decided to start telling the truth.
I'm just gonna keep a couple of feet in between you and I, okay? What's your first name?
Through it all, Nick sits in the back of TJ's truck, waiting for his turn to help out.
If we get a call to use him tonight, he'll be up. I guarantee you.
It's not long before Nick gets his chance. They get a call for a theft from a nearby residence. The suspected thieves have fled on foot. They race to get there while the track is still fresh. TJ and Nick are hot on the track of two males who have fled the scene of an attempted theft of property.
Good boy.
The team follows the suspect's scent for a while, but eventually they hit a dead end. Traffic on the road has dispersed the scent.
We just end up with nothing after a period of time.
TJ finds out the troublemakers didn't get away. They were picked up by another officer patrolling the highway. Still, he's disappointed for his partner.
It's fun by the end of the day, if you catch somebody. What a feeling. It's just a great feeling to have your dog feel that sense of accomplishment too, and they know it. At the end of the track and they've caught somebody, they know it. I mean, I know it, but it's fun when I know that they know it.
Nick didn't find the thieves that night, but soon after rescued an 84-year-old man who'd been missing for 4 days. Through pouring rain and dense brush, Nick was able to find the man who'd fallen into a deep well. If Nick hadn't picked up his scent, he may not have survived. It's an intense job that never has an off button. At the end of your shift, you can't just hang up your gun belt and call it a day.
Don't get to just park the vehicle and call it quits. I do all of that stuff, and yet I have, another living, breathing being to look after at the end of the day. And these guys mean everything to us. They mean a lot to our families. and we have to look after them.
When you get a good partner like Nick, you want them to go on forever. But they don't.
I wish they could go on for 20 years. That'll never happen, though. It's too bad. It's just fun to watch them be a dog from time to time.
When they retire, police service dogs are given to good homes or kept by the handlers they served. Nick has won the hearts of TJ's family, and they've already decided to keep him.
He's far too embedded in the family now to be turned away and given to somebody else. My wife would never forgive me.
Until that end comes, TJ and Nick will continue to serve Canadians on the front line.
I do have the best job in the force. It's the one that gives me a great amount of pleasure. We have a lot of fun, this team. And so hopefully we'll get to keep it right until the very last call that we take with him. Let's go, bud. Let's go to work. Come.